Today on our 2010 Ford Edge, we're going to take a look at and show you how to install the Curt Custom Fit Trailer Hitch Receiver. This is a Class 3 2-inch opening hitch. Part number is C13067. Here's what the hitch is going to look like once installed in the vehicle. See, it's going to be visible for about this distance, about from here over to here. Doesn't hang down from the bottom very much. It's got a very custom look. It's a Curt Custom Fit hitch, so they try to make it as nice looking as possible. You're gonna have the square tube design, really nice, strong design. And of course, safety chain hooks are gonna be provided. You've got a flat spot here, just to kind of give this a little place to rest if it were ever to, and also to increase that structural rigidity side to side. That's gonna add good side stabilization. Uses a standard 5/8 pin. Any 5/8 accessory will work with it if you're using a lock or anti-rattle device, whatever you choose there. It's a 2-inch by 2-inch opening, so it accepts most of your bike racks, cargo carriers, things like that. This is going to give us a 400-pound maximum tongue weight rating and a 4,000-pound gross trailer weight rating. You do want to look into the owner's manual of the Edge, of course, just to make sure that it can handle those loads. If not, go off whatever number's the lowest. But with this Class 3 style 2-inch opening hitch, really opens it up for a lot of different accessories. You can take full advantage of your vehicle. Now, a couple of measurements that are going to be important to you in selecting your ball mount, cargo carrier, or maybe bike rack. It's going to be from the ground to the inside top edge of a receiver tube opening. It's going to be about 16 3/4 of an inch. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of our bumper, we've got about 4.5 inches. Now to begin, we're going to drop the exhaust down a little bit to get it out of the way. So we're going to put a strap across here, and we're going to pull this taut. As you can see, this is going to offer us support for our exhaust pipe. So once we remove the 3 hangers, it's not putting too much stress on that front side. You're going to have one hanger located right here in the middle. We're going to use a little spray lubricant and spray these down just to kind of help them slide off. We've got one located just above the tailpipe on the driver's side. And then the third one's going to be located in the same spot over on here on the passenger side, right above that outlet pipe. You'll try to use a pry bar or a screwdriver, or maybe you can do it with just your hands to kind of work these off. You just want to push from the back side, and we need to get it to pop over our ring there in the front. Now with those off, as you can see, our exhaust is going to come down and give us room to get in there where we need to be. A little more slack in there gives us plenty of room. Now we've got 2 heat shields that we're going to remove here on each side. We'll start with the little bolts in the middle. These are going to be 8mm. Then we'll use a screwdriver, or I've got here a trim panel remover tool, and we just want to pop out those little push pin fasteners. And also, while we're here on the driver's side, let's push or pull that one out. It holds a wire loom on the back of the heat shield there. And we'll also take care of the push pin fastener on the passenger side. With those hanging down in the middle freely, we'll take out the 2 remaining bolts here on our frame rail. Then we'll set these aside for reinstallation. Here on the driver's side, we'll do the same thing. Now we're going to be using this attachment point, and also one here on the frame rail that we're going to be drilling on both sides. Now on each of our heat shields, we've got this small tab that went up into one of our attachment points. So what we're gonna do is trim that tab off on both shields to clear that up. Now the one that's got the small hole here on the back side is the driver's side. So let's get that back over where it goes. We'll push our push fastener right back up into the hole and also put our bolt in to get it secured there. It looks like by trimming that tab off that we've opened up enough room to get our bolt through, but it's still kind of blocking it a little bit. So I'm going to trim just a little bit more off of there and also a little bit more off of this edge, just so we have a nice clean open hole. Now we'll have a good clean shot at getting to those. Now let's make the same approximate cuts here on the passenger side shield. And we'll put it back up in place as well. Now you noticed on that driver's side, we're only using the one bolt to hold it in place. This one's going to be sandwiched once we get it up there. And then one last connection we want to be sure we make is our wire loom back in the hole there on the driver's side. Now it's time to get our hardware into its location. We're going to take one of the fish wires and we'll poke it in the mounting location and then push it back towards the rear of the vehicle. It'll come right out of the end here. Then we add a spacer block and also one of our 1/2-inch carriage bolts right to the end of the wire. And we're just going to pull this up and in the frame rail and right out of that hole location. Now we'll feed these ends separately right into the hole that's there in the back and slowly pull on our wire, guiding them right over our hole location. Now let's just leave our fish wire attached for now. We'll use that to kind of guide our hitch into place. Repeat it for the one here in the rear. Now with those two through, let's head over and do the driver's side. Now we'll lift our hitch up into position. It's a good idea to get an extra set of hands to help guide it in place. And remember the fish wires we left attached, we'll just bring those through the top holes in our hitch and then use those just to kind of guide us up and in. Now once we get our both bolts through our hitch, we'll remove our fish wire. We're going to be putting on one of the 1/2-inch flange nuts. And with that side in place, let's go over and get a flange nut put on the other side. All right, with those two in place, the hitch will support itself and we'll be able to put our two other nuts on. All right, now with those in place, let's get those snug down. But first, let's take a quick look and be sure we have our hitch centered on the vehicle. Now we'll take our 17/32 drill bit and we'll use our hitch as a template to drill right up through the frame. Now we can head over the passenger side and do the same thing. Now we'll bring our fish wire through the hole we just made there and try to grab it and back here in the same spot where we've put our other bolts and flanges up through. Pull that through and then we'll put our spacer on and our bolt. Pull it right up in there like the other ones. And we pull the fish wire off there and start our flange nut. Nice thing to note is that All three of our locations use the same hardware, so we won't have to worry about having anything mixed up. Now we'll go over here to the passenger side and take care of it here. Now that we've got those snug down as well, let's go through and torque everything down to specification. With all of our fasteners torqued down to spec, let's go ahead and tighten our strap back up here a little bit, start getting our exhaust hangers put in place. Just like before, a little spray lubricant can make this a lot easier on you. And our third one over here. All right, everything's back secure. Let's pull down our safety strap. We're ready to throw an accessory or ball mount in there and we can hit the road. With everything nice and secure, that's going to complete today's installation of the Curt Custom Fit Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13067 on our 2010 Ford Edge.